Well, say you set out, as you of course did once set out, to design a Canadian building for a World's Fair that took place in Osaka, Japan. What did you design? A Canadian building or a Japanese building, or do those things mean anything to an architect?
No, I felt it was very important that Canada is such a different place and different nation in every respect than Japan. I knew Japan well. I knew the cultural context there, if you will. I knew a lot about their traditions, their attitudes towards things, and of course I know my own country very well. And I felt it was important that we explain to Japan really some of the things that have to do with our culture and our way of seeing things, and yet do it in a way which they could understand, because they had to read it through their eyes and through their culture. So one had to approach it from both areas. From our point of view, one of the things I wanted to bring to Japan was a sense of the vastness and simplicity of our landscape, because no one in Japan has any sense of the size and the scale of a country such as ours, and the few people in it. And I felt that what the Japanese didn't know was the sense of sky and really the exaltation that one has from the open sky that you get in this country, and especially in the Midwest, where you have these enormous skies.
Yes.
and the dramatic effects of the skies. And then this fell in very well with also the whole tradition of Western architecture, which is a sky architecture. The West has traditionally always thought of buildings as being against the sky. They've always been set against the sky. Western man thinks he's terribly important, and he must stand out, and he must stand out against the sky. Eastern man thinks he's only part of nature, and therefore he doesn't stand out. He fits in. So these were two things which I was concerned about resolving, and so I chose simple forms and very large forms, which had absolutely no change in their surface at all. And these were the sort of sloping pyramid sides of the pavilion to really express vastness and simplicity. And then cladding it in mirror was a device to bring to Japan the sky idea of Western architecture, and also the sky idea of Canada. And the effect was remarkable, because I knew this is one thing that would interest them because of their interest in nature. If I'd brought anything else, they wouldn't have been interested. They wouldn't have been interested in machines or techniques. They would have, but it wouldn't have caught a chord in their being which they felt they could respond to. But being part of nature, I think they suddenly were enchanted by discovering this whole phenomena of sky change, and it was remarkable. The pavilion, with its many sides which reflected one side against the other, was just an endless display of sky effects.